Shelley Hofberg is a clairvoyant, medium, pet psychic, and tarot reader. She does not ask for the details about your life, but primarily relies on her gift of clairvoyance to receive the psychic insights that will be the most helpful to you about your soulmate, relationships, money concerns, and your career path. As a pet psychic, she will receive insights about what your pet or pets wants you to know. As a medium, she will connect with your loved ones on the other side. Shelley Hofberg is the host of the Psychic Horizon radio show, produced by Goldilocks Productions and presented on Blog Talk Radio, Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Shelley brings together the pioneers and visionary teachers to share with you some of the most enlightening knowledge that is out there today, to expand your horizons and open the paths to higher consciousness.
Welcome to the Psychic Horizon Show. I'm your host, Psychic Shelley Hofberg. And today's special guest is Glennis Fernandez. And she specializes in shamanistic numerology. She's really good. And I just wanted to make some quick announcements before I bring Glennis on, that next week on January 31st, I'm having a medical intuitive, Jimmy Max. He's with Goldilocks Production, and so he will be my special guest on February 7th. I'm going to have it's tentative. I have to call her, but I probably will be having Michelle from Soul Purpose in Long Beach, California. She's a very popular psychic. She's really good. And on February 14th, I'm having a psychic numerologist, Jeremy Ryden, the author of Your Soul Purpose, How to Create the Life You Always Wanted. And on February 21st, I'm having Brian Rawls. He's the host of the Magical Journey radio show. And on February 28th, I'm having Lucinda of Bota Studios in Anaheim, California, as my guest. So I have some good guests coming up. So I'm now ready to bring on my guest, Glennis Fernandez, and then we'll take some callers. Hello, Glennis.
Hi there, Shelley. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And can you tell the callers about yourself?
Definitely. So my name is, and the way that you pronounce my name, too, by the way, is Glennis.
Glennis. Sorry about that. Glennis.
That's okay. When we met at the, I believe it was Learning Light, you may have heard my name as Glennis from some people, but actually the correct pronunciation is Glennis.
Glennis. All right. And can you tell the callers about yourself?
Definitely. So, my journey with numerology began in 2011. And in 2011, I attended a traditional Amazonian plant medicine retreat. So, in other words, an ayahuasca retreat. And that was over about 10 days in the Ucayali River. And, ever since I came back to the U.S., I had a lot of messages to integrate. And there was a lot of my spirituality coming forth. And so, after that, I began seeing numbers. That's how my relationship with numbers began. I began to see numbers on the clock, numbers on the receipt. And I've been following this path now for 7 years. It's taken me to some great places, including shamanism, deepening my spirituality and the work that I do on that level. So that's a little bit about me and my path.
Oh, good. And Glennis, what is numerology?
Your numerology, as I have found it to be in the 7 years that I've been working with it one-on-one, I find it to be a psychological, self-investigative tool. And It's a vehicle. It's a language, understanding more about ourselves and our purpose here on this plane. And, many times I've had this conversation with friends of mine who they like to take the conversation a little bit forward. What if numerology is this new language? It's a language that spirit speaks, and especially now in this new age that we are on and seeing all these changes, especially with this lunar nodes now that they change every 18 months, and we have Cancer and Capricorn axis. And this shift, with the divine feminine rising from now the shift from patriarchy to matriarchy. And what if this is a new way to communicate? Because I often feel that the numbers are a way to bypass the ego. In other words, the ego that creates this realm, right? The structures to our reality or how we perceive reality. What if numbers is a way to bypass the ego? It's a direct connection with spirit and the universe. And so many times people see these numbers on the clock, on the receipts, and it's our higher self, our angels getting our attention. And usually, one thing that I find is that whatever's going on at that moment, when you receive that message, it's important to pay attention to what's going on at that moment.
Oh, awesome. And Glennis, let's take our first caller, which is area code 407. Hello, 407.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, and who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
Yes, my name is Casey.
Hi, Casey. And Casey, how can we help you today?
I just wanted to see what you all see for me coming up in the next few months since the new year's been in.
Okay.
Glennis, do you see anything for Casey?
All right, Casey. So, Casey, one of the things that I like to make certain of, right, is that the kind of work that I do is intuitive in nature, so it includes the numbers. So then I would proceed to ask you, what is your date of birth? And what is the correct spelling of your name?
My name is Casey, and my birthday is 9/20/79.
Okay. Yeah, just taking a look here at your numbers here. Okay, so you're a 1. You're life path 1. And so I'm going to do what's going on here, 2018. Okay. All right, Casey. So, you have a very good question. I just pulled up your numbers here. So you're a life path 1, and then right now you are in a personal year 13 or 4. And the reason why I don't reduce, I also mentioned it's a 13 is because I've been seeing this number quite a lot in a lot of the readings that I've been doing. A lot of people who are attracted to the work that I do, I see this pattern. And I want to remind you, too, that, January is a 1 month, and then 2019 is a 3. So those numbers come up again. And, after this lunar eclipse, and the lunar eclipse, we had a big lunar eclipse with the full moon. And, during these times, whatever we're working throughout these 2 weeks, right, because usually lunar eclipse begins on a new moon and ends on a full moon, whatever we were working on, that energy, the outcome is going to be felt throughout the first 6 months of the year. And so another thing that I want to tell you, so just to kind of prepare, because you asked me about the first 2 months, right?
Yes, the first few months.
Uh-huh. And so 2 months from now, we're going to be 4 days into the spring equinox, meaning yang energy. So throughout the year, we have yin energy and then we have yang energy. So right now we're in a time of yin, which is feminine energy, which means, we're inward, and that which we're cultivating inside our spiritual world, inside ourselves, right? That which we're working on is going to be springing into action, manifesting into the physical world, and after after the spring equinox. So that's any time between March 20th to the fall equinox, which is 9/23. So more than anything than seeing what I can say, I always tell people, well, it's about manifestation and keeping our thoughts high vibes and some themes that you're going to be coming across. So one of the things, especially as a woman, Casey, and correct me if I'm wrong, I hear you as in the female vessel, correct? You're a woman?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And the reason why I ask is I don't like to assume, Casey. Okay. And the reason why I ask is because, women, we have this special connection with the full, with the moon cycles. And we're in this time of manifestation right now because, like I mentioned, we're in yin energy right now. And that's going to be stopping on the 20th of March, which is 2 months from now. So what I'm really, suggesting here and motivating everyone is this is a time of manifestation, high vibes. And so keep it high because the work that we do now is going to be really felt, throughout the next few months after spring equinox. So are there any projects that you're working on right now?
Is it any what that I'm working on?
Are there any projects or big ideas that you're working on right now?
No, I'm not. I'm not working on anything at the moment. I have been trying to receive disability, and that's all, because I have a back injury. Okay.
So, so in terms of that, so how's that going for you?
They still working on it. It's still in the process. I have my lawyer working on the case.
All right. Well, in the meanwhile, it's important to keep, your thoughts positive, and also if you have access, because we are spirits having this human journey, and it's important to take care of ourselves. And I always like to, whenever we're going through something difficult or we're uncertain, it's important to commune with nature, even if it's just getting some sun outside or walking. So just to keep ourselves, in a positive disposition until, this situation that you're going through gets resolved. Okay? And that's what I can say for you, Casey, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And Casey, you are going to get your disability. I also feel that you're going to qualify for housing, possibly Section 8, once you get your disability. So I see you qualifying for Section 8, so I see you paying a lower rent in the future, and I see you moving from where you're located, that you're going to be moving. So there's a move for you. You will get, your disability. You will move. I feel that you're going to stay in the state that you're in now. And I'm feeling your mother, your grandmother, and a dog around you. Has your mother and grandmother passed away?
No, my grandmother is, and I don't have a dog. I used to have a dog some years ago, and I am on Section 8 now, and I just moved, about 10 days ago. 10 days
all right,
ago.
That's maybe what I picked up, because I saw a move, and I feel that, your grandmother is with you, that your grandmother is with you, and she's been with you a long time, and I do feel that wherever you're living, they may let you have a dog, because I see a dog in your future. I see you getting a dog. It's not a big dog. It's a small dog, but I feel it would be good companionship for you, because I feel that you get lonely, so it will be a good companion for you. And I also see you getting involved with some kind of church. It could be a Christian church, or it could be some type of metaphysical church, such as Unity Center for Spiritual Living. I feel that you need to be more around people, because I feel you spend a lot of time by yourself, and I feel that you need to be around people more. And so that would be a good thing for you to look into, because they have different activities, and there's a lot of nice people. and look into meetup groups, because it's inexpensive. It doesn't cost a lot of money. And Glennis, how can Casey get in contact with you?
Hey, Casey. And so there are different ways you can get in contact with me. The best way to look that information up is through my website, and that is the shamanicnumerologist.com. So that's THE, then the word shamanic, SHAMANIC, and then numerologist, NUMEROLOGIST.com. Thank you, Casey, so much.
Okay, thank you all so much.
And thank you for calling, Casey.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm now going to continue my interview with Janice, and then we're going to take our next caller, which is area code 850. You mentioned there are different numerology systems. Which is the one you like to work with?
Yes, that's a good question. Thank you, Shelley. So there's different kinds. So they are, the one that I like the most is the Pythagorean numerology, after the famous mathematician and philosopher Pythagoras. And there are different ones. There's, for example, Chaldean numerology. There's even Lemurian numerology. In the end, what I believe is that we're always changing. Our consciousness is ever changing. And these systems, at the time when they were developed, they held their truth. And so as we have been evolving, consciousness is always evolving. We're always spiraling to transformation. Numerology is always evolving itself. And so the one that I feel the most, that I've been drawn to by my higher guides, is that of Pythagorean numerology. So yeah, that's it, Shelley.
And let's take our next caller, which is area code 850.
I'm so glad that you took my call.
Yes. And who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
Darlene, and I was born in October the 14th.
Hey, Darlene.
And hi, Darlene. And Darlene, what is your question today?
Well, my health. What can you tell me about my health? I've had some issues over the past couple of years, and they've ran so many different tests, and I know something is wrong, and they just haven't found it. And I'm just like, I've tried so many different doctors, so many different tests, and I know something's wrong, and they just haven't found it. It's very, very intense pain, and I know it's real. It's not anxiety. It's not fibromyalgia or anything like that. So I'm wanting to see where it is that I need to look that kind of guide my doctors. I just did get a new doctor, and they did find some abnormal tests, but then they did further testing, and they couldn't figure out why I had the abnormal test.
Okay. All right, Darlene. What year were you born?
68.
1968, okay. So I'm just I'm writing down your numbers right now and taking a look where you are. What's your personal year and your life path number? All right. And so you are a 3, and right now you're in a personal year 8. So the 3 is about mind, body, and expression. Mm-hmm. And so how long have you been feeling this, Darlene? Have you been...
It's been going on off and on since a couple years ago. I'm trying to remember what year it was. It was a couple years ago.
Would you
when
say
I had when I had the first episode is when I had the first episode.
Like we're talking about like 2017, something like that?
Yeah, 17, 18, this is 19. It might have been in 16. And sometimes I think I remember like I felt it when I was younger, but it's more prominent now that I'm 50 years old. It just happened suddenly out of the blue. I could be just sitting and it happened.
Yeah, exactly. And so you're going to be 51 this year. Okay. Well, first of all, when I first learned, I was listening to your story and what you're sharing with us, and the doctors, they can't really pinpoint what's going on. And so I felt a little bit inconsistent here, what you shared, because you said, okay, something, recently said that something came back as normal. So I'm not sure.
Actually, a couple of things came back abnormal, but they still can't figure out why.
The why? Well, and I want to say the following, okay, because I don't want to dismiss what you're going through, but the very first thing that I thought of when you began to share is ascension symptoms. Do you know what ascension symptoms are? Ascension symptoms? Okay, I know it's a little bit out there, but there's so many articles out there that talk about ascension symptoms. So I'll explain what it is. So ascension, there is such a term, and what it is that it's reminding us that we're spirit having a human journey, and being human in this realm. If you believe in this, right? And this is just opening. This is a new perspective I'm just putting out there for you, Darlene. That as we are evolving and we're entering into a great shift, we've been on this shift for quite a while, the shift in new consciousness, a new age, and that we are children, of Mother Earth, and that we're going through massive changes right now. So we're going to feel these changes inward. It can manifest itself as, fevers. You can't explain why you have, sudden fevers. The doctors can't explain it. Why is it that you have these constant headaches, for example, and the doctors can't quite explain it? Or why your back, for example, your lower back is hurting out of nowhere when you don't really have any issues with your back. And so what I'm trying to say is, the people that I have talked to about this, me including myself, I have felt this at different stages of my life, and I'm 35 years old, is that we're going through the systems and it's our body recalibrating, that we are changing. And it's important to listen to our bodies because our bodies have a story. They also have messages for us, and we also have to remember, Darlene, that, being this human, being on this human journey, we have 4 faculties, and the 4 faculties are that we have a mental body, we have a physical body, we have an emotional body, and we also have our spiritual faculty, our spiritual body. And so those 4 things are part of it. There's a lot of, research now, where the Western medical model, and I'm just giving you kind of a different perspective on health, okay? But the Western medical model is trying to do a better job, at integrating the mind and the body. And there's a great correlation between the mind and the body, and how our emotions play a big role, in our health as well. And so, some things to take into consideration is that, back in 2017, excuse me, and right now you're actually stepping to a year.
Actually, 2016 from looking at one of my medical paperwork.
Right. So that's a 6th year. The number 6, so the way that I derive, these numbers so you understand how it works, Darlene. So then I take your birthday, 10/14/2016. That's how I get your personal year. That means that what are the things that is going on that year? And so let's say, since you're an October baby, that means that if you started early 2016, then really you are, we have to shoot it back a little bit. So 10/14/2015, that means from October 2015 to October 2016, right? And so if I'm talking that way you can understand how it works, okay? That's a 14, which equals a 5. And 5 is a number of changes and transformation. Then you go on, to your next birthday, right, which was 2016, October 14, 2016. that becomes a 6. And 6 is about nurturing and service and caring. And not only caring for others, but caring for ourselves. So in alignment of, changes, perhaps what really has been going on is that there has been a shift that's begun, for you. And you haven't really noticed, because you are on this journey. If you are calling this psychic show, to me it says that you are on this journey of spirituality and learning more about who you are and what your spirituality is. So there's changes to be made. So what's your spiritual practice? How do you spiritually nourish yourself? Do you do any type of meditation or breath work?
Oh, I've been doing all kinds of stuff, changing my lifestyle and changing how I eat. I quit smoking. I quit drinking Mountain Dews. I'm growing a winter garden. So, I'm trying to be healthy, because the family history is very prevalent. So I want to make sure I eat healthy and all that. And I've been into herbs a lot and anything herbology, doing a lot of research in how you eat and stuff. And I actually got my cholesterol down to 0 now. So still trying to figure everything else out. I mean, that was good news. But, the rest of it is like, okay, that's not good news, trying to figure out, what it is that's causing it,
Well, Darlene, we have to take the next caller. Glennis, can you give her your contact information so she can contact you?
Definitely, Darlene. Darlene, what I'm doing is I'm giving people my website, and also there is a number that you can call. It's a really easy number, and that's 913-999-3330. So that's just a bunch of 9s and 3s, 913-999-3330. And if you want to carry on this conversation, you're more than welcome to contact me at that number or my website, theshamanic.com. Thank you. Thank you, Darlene.
Now, what about the other lady? Is there any information you can give me?
Darlene, there is a very good medical intuitive named Jimmy Max. Tiffany White Sage, Women of Goldilocks Production. He has a show. So anyway, look on the internet for Jimmy Max. We need to take our next caller.
Thank you, Darlene.
Thank you, Darlene. We're now going to continue our interview on shamanistic numerology with Glennis Fernandez. And then we're going to take our next caller, which is area code 386. How do you bring the shamanistic into numerology?
Oh, good question. So the shamanic, I love how you say shamanistic or shamanic. There, either way. Thank you, Shelley. The shamanic aspect is the correlation of how this path for me began, and the path of after the ayahuasca retreat in 2011. I've been following this now for 7 years, and in 2015, I went ahead and went deeper, and I lived in Peru for a year and a half, studying out in the Amazon jungle, and I was studying with the Shipibo indigenous people of Peru. And so they lead a very shamanic lifestyle where they resort to the plant spirits for help. And so this is how I bring and I merge the numerology and the ayahuasca and the shamanism, because that's how it started for me.
Oh, good. Well, let's take our next caller, which is area code 386. Hello, 386.
Hello, this is Cindy. How are you?
This is Cindy. Hello, Cindy. And Cindy,
Hi.
how can we help you today?
Well, I was wondering if you could give me any insight on what you see as far as me moving and finances. Because I have an offer from a friend, Chris, an available place, and I was wondering if you see that that is a good place for me and it would work out if all the terms would work out for me.
And dear, you need to speak up. We're having you need to speak up. We're having a hard time hearing you.
Is that better?
Yes, that's better.
Bluetooth. Okay, sorry about that. I had my earpiece on. I have a friend that had told me about a place that's on the table that I could possibly move to, and it's about 3 hours from where I am now, and with an option of some work in that area. But I was wondering, there's a lot of different angles and terms to that property. So I was wondering if you see that it would work for me, or would I be happy there, and would business work out there, or should I wait and stay where I'm at for a little bit longer, and will a different door open up that would be better?
Okay, Cindy, I understand your question. This is a twofold question. So let me, you kind of cut off. You were a little bit muffled in the beginning, so I just want to make sure that I understood your question right. So you are in the midst, you have to, eventually you're going to be moving. You want to know what's a good place, or is it a good place or a good time when to move?
I do intend to move because I want to move, but there's an option on the table, but I don't know. I'm wondering if that is the right place, if that will be a good move in a good location for me, in all the terms of that location would be good for me to move there at this time, or should I wait, and is there a different place that's going to come open, a different opportunity that would be better that I should wait for?
Okay, I got your question. So, Cindy, do you actually have the house unit number where you may be living?
No, I don't.
Okay, so in numerology, we look at those kinds of things, either the house, whether it's a house or the house unit number, or if it's an apartment, the apartment number. And so, from there we can make some conclusions about the energy of the place. But everything depends, on where you're at in the journey. So if you're looking for transformation and changes, February is a great time to move. And the reason for that is that 5 energy, it's a 5 energy. So we have, February is a 2 energy, 2019, when you add up 2019 is a 12, which is a 3. So if you put February and 2019 together, it's 2 plus 3 is a 5, and 5 is about changes and transformation. So if you really are looking for a change and to transform your life from where you are, February is a great month, to do that. So if you're wanting to make a decision, right away, I feel like the energies right now are assisting you. If you're more called, towards waiting a little bit longer, I say after the spring equinox, when all the systems are go, sometime in April, there's a really nice energy happening in April where Neptune conjunct Venus. So, a lot of the sessions that I do are a combination of numerology and astrology. And so you can wait then, but it all depends on how you're feeling now. What is it that you want to do? Mm-hmm. So what are you skewing more? Like, what is your intuition hinting to you more? Do you want to do it right away, or would you like to wait a little bit?
If I find the right place that will work out, I would do it right away. But I don't want to move to a location where there's a lot of different terms that I don't know if they will all work out or not. So that's what I was wondering, if this would work out if I made that choice.
And I believe that, Spirit is always watching out, for us, and that we are always divinely protected. But we also, at one point, this is what I say to my clients, we have to have the ability to engage with what's out there, meaning with reality. So in other words, what are those things that have to be in place for you where you could feel at home with yourself, Cindy? So what are some examples?
What are some examples of what?
So what are some things that have to be in place for this to be the right place, a good place for you? So obviously there's, the place. Mm-hmm.
Well, there are just a lot of different terms and angles and of other people in the other half of the building and different things that I don't know these people. I haven't met, and I don't know how things would work out. So that's why I was wondering if all the the different angles that are connected to this, if it would work out, or if I would be unhappy and it would be a lot of problems, and I would end up having to move again or wanting to move again, or would it be a good place?
Okay, I understand where you're trying to get to. Okay, well, I come back to February. I feel like, as many times, we just had this lunar eclipse, right? Did you hear about the lunar eclipse that just happened less than a week ago?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This lunar eclipse, so it wasn't that long ago, so that to me what it means is that, okay, you've been wanting to move, but this is really at the forefront of your mind right now. So it's like the universe is giving you this push, in the direction of your dreams and what you'd like to accomplish. Right now what I hear is that you're not certain, whether this is going to be a good place or not. And so, just based on the energetics, because that's what I do, that's the kind of work that I do, is that I really help people and guide them as to what are some opportune times to realize and ground some things for themselves, right? So I go back to February, 2019 being a good, it's a 5 energy month, which means changes and transformation. And then we're going to be shifting into March energy, and that's when we spring into action, good things happening, because that's when yang energy is happening, as I was explaining with another caller. So I would say February is a great time to get it moving. This is when all the planets are direct Cindy, and it's like all systems go. So how about February?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cindy,
right,
Cindy,
yes.
I do feel that the location that you are thinking of moving, I feel that would be a good location for you. I feel you'd be able to have all your animals there, and I feel that the neighbor that you would get along with, it would be a good neighbor. I'm not seeing any kind of conflict there. I'm feeling it would be a good environment to live, and so I feel that you should, go ahead and move forward with the move. It doesn't look like that you'll have to move again. It looks like once you move there, that you're going to be there a long time. So it is going to be a good move. And I'm picking up something with horses. Is there horses there?
I have horses, and right across the road there is a pasture that's available as well. But there's a barn and a pasture, but there's somebody that's kind of camping out in the barn, like parking their camper in the aisle of the barn, and they don't want to leave. And so the lady's having some issues. She wants to rent out the pasture and the barn to me, but the other people are kind of like wanting to stay there. So they make it kind of odd. I don't know them. I haven't met them, but with trying to use the barn and the horses and worrying about other people opening the gates and things like that. And I've got to go, I would have to repair some fencing because it hasn't been used in a while. But that's like there was multiple facets.
I feel that it's up to her to prepare the fences because you're a renter and you don't own the property.
Well, she can't do that. She's elderly, and that's why they haven't had horses there in a while. But it's available. The person that owns the house that's for rent across the road is friends with her, so she knows that property is available. But the lady's elderly and she can't do it herself. So if I wanted to use it for the horses, I would have to do the fencing.
I feel that you'll be able to, because I felt that the horses were going to be there. I felt that the dogs were going to be there, and it looks like that it's someone you know. So it doesn't look like, she'll charge you rent, but I think that, she may not charge you a real high rent. So I feel that you'll be able to afford it. You'll be able to afford to live there.
It's going to be affordable. I was just wondering about, do you see the people that are kind of camped out, parked with their camper in her barn? Do you see them leaving they have a pit bull, which I love dogs, but
I feel she's going to have
them in the barn with the horses.
I think she's had some problems with them, that she's had some problems with them, and I think that she is going to have them move. So I think that the barn and the pasture will both be available. That she's going to have to evict them. They're kind of, she's going to have to get an eviction notice to get rid of them, but I feel she'll be able to evict them and rent the barn to you and the pasture. And Glennis, how can Cindy get in contact with you?
Hey there, Cindy. You're more than welcome to reach me to this following number. It's a very easy number, 913-999-3330. It was really
oh, wow. That's very easy.
There's a reason.
Thank you very much.
And you could get a hold of me at 818-744-5241 or go to psychichorizon.com or contact, I don't have the phone number with me, but you could contact So Purpose in Long Beach. They offer, you could do like a phone reading, an in-person reading, or you can do Skype. So thank you for calling, Cindy.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies. Thank you both.
Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome. I'm now ready to continue my interview with Glennis, and then we're going to take our next caller, which is area code 352. And Glennis, what are the essence of numbers?
All right, Shelley. So, the numbers in the natural world, we have 1 through 9, and each of the numbers have an essence, meaning a meaning, where you can derive a sense of what they embody. So, for example, 1 is about new beginnings, leadership. 2 is about balance and nature. 3 is about expression, creativity, mind, body, spirit. 4 is about foundations, security, systems, order. 5 is about transformation, as I was saying earlier, changes. It also has to do with culture and people and languages. 6, the number 6 looks like a pregnant woman. So 6 is about nurturing, caring for other people. 7 is a masculine number, and it's more oriented towards wisdom and wisdom, insight, spirituality. So actually, when you see lucky 7, it's coming from the spirit world, so spirituality. 8 is about power, just like, the infinity symbol. It looks like the infinity symbol, so it's also recycling of energy, law, cause and effect. And also we have number 9, the final number, and number 9 is universal love. Universal love, philanthropy, humanitarian, completion, meaning endings, because it's the last number in the numerological system.
All right, let's take our next caller, which is area code 352. Hello, 352.
Hello, ladies. A belated Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, and who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
This is Joanna, and I don't know if you need my birthday. It's January 27th, 1966, and you spell my name Joanna. My question is, I'm very conflicted. I've wanted to travel overseas for years. In one country, I have many friends, but another country has been calling me over in Europe. So I'm very conflicted because I eventually would like to move overseas. I don't know which direction to go to. In other words, because one country I would already have, friends there, but I don't know if that's necessarily the best choice. You know what I'm saying? Even though you have friends in one country, that doesn't necessarily mean that's, the best, decision for you. So I've been torn for quite a while now because I'd like to start on my journey by the end of the year at least.
Oh, good question.
And Glennis, what do you pick up for Joanna?
Joanna, so, it's so interesting because you want to do this by the end of the year. So when you say end of the year, that's already taking you're January, baby. So first of all, happy early birthday. Your birthday's coming in a couple of days. Yeah. And then, we're taking a look at your numbers. So your life path 5. So, that urge for you to travel. I heard a little bit of an echo. That urge to travel explains a lot of that, the life path 5. Like I was saying earlier, life 5 is about languages and people, travel. And so you are in your life path. This is your calling. And as you were speaking, your ambivalence as to which country you want to go to. Well, we could do a little bit of name numerology based on the country and kind of check in the essence of just the name of the country and see how that feels for you. So do you have 2 countries that you have in mind, or which are they?
Okay, the first one is Australia, which I have many friends, very dear friends.
Okay. All right, so then you have Australia, and then what is the other country?
France.
So that's a 6 energy, starting with a 6, and the first vowel is a 1. And then, well, so, I was saying, so here's an idea. It's interesting that you spoke about Australia first, right? You could have said France and then Australia. Could have been either. So there was Australia, and you mentioned Australia, and then you gave me extra information about, you have a lot of friends there.
Yeah.
And, I was looking at your numbers. You're on the personal year 3, and then next year you're going on to personal year 13. Okay. And as I was saying to another caller, I've been seeing these numbers as a common theme in a lot of my clients. And the 13 has to do with the divine feminine. It has to do with Christ consciousness. It has to do with also, in the tarot, 13 is death. So when we say death, it doesn't mean like somebody dying.
Right.
It means
it's an ending and a new beginning. Yes. Yeah. It's coming in. So I like the number 13 because the 13 to me, when I hear you speak, I feel like you're embodying, the divine feminine, and divine feminine is leading you towards travel. You're like, I'm out of here. I want to go somewhere else. You want to get out of the Western matrix and go on to a new world and do something new. And you could do both. You could travel, you could do traveling, but ultimately what it is, you want to move and you want to set your pace. You mean a new home for yourself in one of these countries. Yeah. And I love to do pros and cons, but just by the energetics, which was, the only time that we have right now on the air, I really like the idea of Australia, and here's why. Here's my take on it, okay? Okay.
And first of all, Australia, A, the first vowel is a 1, which is the A, which is a 1 energy. And then U is a 3 energy. All right? And France, the first energy of it, the first vowel is also an A, which is 1, but then the next consonant is a 6. And 6 is about nurturing. 6 is about, caring, as I was saying. But then I was mentioning, the S is the first S is the first consonant in Australia, so that's a 1 energy. So everything just points to, 1, new beginnings. And I would say that Australia sounds pretty good to me. And not only because of the energies and the numerology, because of the way that you explained it and gave it to me.
Yes.
You mentioned Australia being having a lot of friends there, and also it was your first pick. So what do you think?
Well, actually,
I think that Joanna, I agree with Glennis that Australia would be a good place for you to live. I feel that the people there are very friendly. I feel that they would be some opportunities for you to get involved with some kind of business there.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, so I feel that it would be a good place for the business that you are planning to do. I feel that Australia would be a good place to start the business, and I feel that you probably will be there long term. That once you move there, you're going to be there several years. You're going to be there a long time. So I'm kind of feeling, it brings business opportunities. You also, in addition to the friends you have, is an opportunity to meet more people, that you'll be meeting people.
Yes.
And I feel some kind of connection with animals. Are you either have pets or working with animals?
Oh my God, I absolutely love animals. If I could, I would told my friends, I'm like, I would love to have like little farm animals or any animals. I absolutely love animals. Yes, definitely.
Because I feel that that there's some connection with animals, and that you're going to be doing something with animals.
Great.
Helping animals there. I feel that there might be some kind of wildlife reserve, that rescues
Wonderful.
animals.
Wow, I would love that.
So I feel you're going to get involved with that. They rescue animals at a wildlife reserve, and they have all kinds of wild animals. And
yes.
Janice, how can Joanne get in contact with you?
Hey, Joanne, I would love to go deeper with you on session, and you're more than welcome to contact me at this number and also my website. The number is super easy. Check this number. It has the number 13 in it. 913 999 3330. And there's a big story behind that. I got
yes, I'm giving the numbers as well. Yes, bless you both, ladies. Bless you.
And Joanne, you could contact me at 818-744-5241, or go to psychichorizon.com. And thank you for calling.
Thank you, Shelley. You have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You too. And we're now going to take our last caller, which is Carolyn, area code 818. Hello, Carolyn.
Hello. I'm give my date of birth is 8/22/1949, and the question I have is I recently asked a few people for financial assistance. I would like some insight into my financial issue.
Okay. So let me just make sure that I got your correct year. You did 1969?
No, 49.
49. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me just take a look at your numbers here.
Okay.
When I first when you mentioned what your financial situation is, I thought, she could be a life path number 8, and you are.
Oh, okay.
The number 8 in numerology, it's really good for abundance, prosperity in the physical world. So it's actually the number that's tied to money. And I was talking number 8, the significance, the essence of number 8 has to do with power and also cause and effect, recycling of energy. It looks like the infinity symbol. So that's your life path number. It means that, for you in terms of money comes and goes. And, at this stage, in your journey, I'm sure you've seen that happen many times where it comes and it goes. So your situation will get better for sure. So let me take a look at where your personal year is at really quickly here.
Okay.
All right. So right now, your personal year is a 5, and 5 has to do with changes and transformation. So you're definitely going through some big changes right now. Especially when you started 2018 was a big year for everybody. And I'm sure you saw a lot of things happening for yourself and other friends of yours in 2018. Yeah, it was a big year for everybody. But it happens to be a 5 year for you from now, from August, your last birthday, to this August, this year. So you're seeing yourself going through many changes. What are some of the changes you're going through right now?
Oh, I'm going through health changes and trying to figure out what I want to do. I know I want to volunteer, but what I want to do, I'm a healer, and I can do readings, but I'm just looking for something else to do. I guess maybe I'm bored. So there's changes there in my financial situation. I want to move. So it's this year it'd be a lot of changes.
Yeah, so there's changes in the way that you make money. There's, you're looking towards having stability of money coming in because that's the very thing you're calling about. Okay.
Yeah.
So in many ways, you could be going through a very structural change, inwardly, because everything happens first and inwardly, in the spirit world, our spirituality, and we see it into the physical world. So, yeah, lots of changes happening right now. So I do want to say that the following. In terms of, money, we do have, February is a 5 month, right? So you're in a personal year 5, and then as I mentioned, scholars, February the energy of February is a 5, and 5 is about transformation changes. So I do see things coming, to a resolution, for me, hopefully, for February. And, right now we have this huge lunar eclipse, where a lot of things that have been needing to be looked at, we're being forced to look at it right now. And so, just be patient with yourself and allow, to be guided by spirit, because there's a difference between allowing and doing. And allowing is a form of guidance. So, continue with your prayers and what meditation brings for you, and then follow the calling, follow your intuition on what steps to take next, okay?
Okay, I will do that, okay. How do you spell your first name, Glennis?
It's Glennis.
N-N-I, you said?
I-S. So it's like Glenn, double N-I.
Oh, okay. I-S. Okay, thank you. I couldn't understand that. All right. Thank you for your information. It was helpful.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. How old are you right now? Just
I'm
looking at the numbers.
69. I'm 69. Actually, what I was, right now I'm just having some financial difficulties, and I asked a couple of relatives for some assistance, and so I just wanted to know if I would get some assistance.
Okay, all right.
Next week, or
When would that be happening? Well, the person who does this kind of work, that would be Shelley. Shelley, what do you say?
I do feel that there's going to be some financial assistance. I think it's going to be from your brother, because I feel that he is concerned about you. So I feel that your brother is going to help you. And I feel that this year you're going to kind of get your energy back, so you may be working for some kind of healing center, doing healing, not full-time but part-time. So because I feel you're getting your energy back, and I feel that you would get hired as a healer and make money that way. So it does look like you're getting financial assistance for your brother, and that will help you to be able to, pay your bills.
Okay. All right. Thank
you for
Shelley.
calling, Carolyn. I want to thank Glennis for being a guest on the Psychic Horizon show today. I wanted to thank Tiffany White Sage Woman for producing the Psychic Horizon show. And I want to thank all the callers who participated in the Psychic Horizon show. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.